Hey man, I noticed you cut your hair. It's looking a little shorter.
Ooh, dude. So I have this series that I'm doing on
Okay.
YouTube right now. I just started it. The first one was the last video I posted was with my shoes. I call it making room. So I got rid of all of my high price Jordans that I collected for the last 12 years. And I realized that the shoes sitting in the boxes were not serving me. Like, I had one point been so into it, but I think that I connected it with this flesh thing, this outside, like, sneaker, nice shoe appearance. Like, I enjoyed getting the shoes, I enjoyed what they represented, but I think I took 18 pairs to a consignment shop, and I had to get rid of certain things to make room for other things in my life, and that was like the metaphor of like making room. And so after I did it, I felt like this relief. Like I was like, dude, it feels like I'm about to get.
What did you anticipate going in? Like, did you think you were gonna feel the relief, or you think you'd be like, man, this is gonna suck. I'm gonna regret this.
No, I knew. Like, I knew it was going to feel good because I'm going to take the money from it and I'm going to invest it in something that I really want to do.
Really?
I'm going to use it to go to a seminar or to go to some sort of, Eric Thomas puts on a few different things with, like, different kind of schooling for, like, speakers or, like, I'm like, it's funny because somebody asked me that I used to run back him as he does,
Oh yeah,
you know, yeah.
So.
And I told him, it's funny because I told him, I go, dude, I'm just selling these because I'm going to buy them back later. Like,
I like that.
You know what I mean? Because then when I'm in a financial state where I can do that, I won't feel like the shoes are a burden. You know, now I feel like, you know, I got a storage unit full of shoes. I'm housing them. I'm paying for them. It's like almost a resentment towards them. You know what I mean?
We kind of do that with our stuff, yeah.
So yeah, I got rid of them, and now I'm like, I'm getting the money, and I'm like, I can put it somewhere else. And so I look back, and I was like, what other things are taking space where I don't want them to? And I cared about my outside appearance for so long, and I woke up one day and I was doing my mirror like I always do, and I was like, what's left? And I was like, dude, my hair. I was so concerned about my hair for so long. And I'm 28, and unfortunately my hair is starting to thin. And so I was like figuring out different ways to do it. So I was like, oh, so it looks thick and it looks how it used to.
Right, trying to trick it.
But it wasn't laying the same way that it used to, because I was so used to doing it one way for so long. Like, oh, boom, like that. It looks good, right? It wasn't doing it. So I'm like, what is it? It's thinning. So I would constantly be like going in the bathroom, making sure my hair was good. Like, because it's like, I cared what people thought. Like, I had this persona of this physical specimen that I was so concerned about. And I was like, so I made room in my life with getting rid of my shoes and, you know, a couple of things financially, a couple ways financially. One, I'm getting the money. Two, I can shrink the storage unit. You know what I mean? It's lining up a few ways. I'm going to get it. I'm going to invest in myself. I'm either going to get, like I said, seminar, new camera, one of those things that's going to help my content and help my life. And then I think this one was taking up space in my head. Like, the ego was still there in the way that I was still concerned about what my hair was looking like. So I was like, yo, if I cut it, there's no concern there. Like,
it's gone.
It's gone. Like, it's just like, wake up, I get out of the shower, I still throw some product in it, but I just, boom. And I don't think about it or touch it for the rest of the day.
Now you got more thoughts in your head.
And now I have more room, room, right? Now I have more room to worry about stuff that's important, bro.
Yeah.
It was so unimportant, but it was something that I is still grasping, and it takes a special person to do something like that. Like, it makes me so happy that I'm in that place in my life where I can look and go, what am I still holding on to that's not serving me?
Yeah.
What am I still holding on to that's still fleshy? Or what am I still holding on to that's part of my ego and not part of something that I actually want to do?
Right.
And I recognized that, and I was like, dude, the hair's got to go.
Right.
And it's literally just a metaphor for me making room for new things in my life. And what I like about it is it's not planned. Like,
Right.
that series is not planned. I woke up one day, my cousin works at the consignment shop in Portland. I woke up one day and I texted him, I said, hey, I'm about to bring you 18 pairs of shoes. And that was it. And I was like, how do I, and I texted you, bouncing the idea off of you, and I said, hey dude, you know, because we're always vibing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how do I portray this in like a message? And then I was like, I think it's like making room, you know, making room for new things. And you were like, dude, I love it, you know.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And I was like, and so now I'm like, okay, now I'm going to do these on a whim. Like when I wake up and I feel something that is blocking me, or I want to make room for something else, I'm going to do it. And that's what I did. I woke up and I was like, I'm going to cut my hair. So I no longer am concerned about checking it,
Right.
making sure it looks good.
And the man you've had to build, though, in something, I noticed that you're proud of it too, which is what I like to see too. You know, it's you recognize, like, the man that you've been building the last few years is now the man who is strong enough to just look himself in the mirror and say, what else needs to go right now? Like, not...
Dude, and I can do it.
Yeah.
That's what... And I think it's crazy that you said proud, because I'm proud of myself.
That's what I'm saying.
That I can literally just look in the mirror and go, dude, that thing is taking up space in your head that so much more important things need to be.
Right.
Cut it.
Yeah.
And it's a metaphor for other things. Like, what else can I do that with? Yeah. What else can I get rid of? You know what I mean? And
bro, every one of those little hairs is a metaphor. It could be, man.
Exactly. And you know, and a lot of the outside, I think the outside appearance is what I had to tackle first. I think it was, I changed the way I dress too. Like I only buy generally black sweatshirts now. And the thing is like, I used to be like, oh, I don't want people to see me wearing the same clothes all the time. But what I do is now is I wear a black sweatshirt every day, and I have a white shirt hanging underneath it, and I have like 2 or 3 pairs of pants that are the same pants,
right.
But they're just 2 or 3 different ones. And now I'm over it.
You know, that's what Steve Jobs did. Just saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these people who they, you know, lessen your decisions. Obviously that. But
dude, it was so complicated.
A lot of our stuff ties us to our old ways if we're not careful.
So if I don't care, right? If I don't care how I'm dressing, if I don't care about my hair, like, what other... I'm making so much room in my brain for new stuff. And that's what the whole goal was for this.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that we're always at stages in our life, and being able to be at any of these stages, if you're able to recognize that you are at that stage, and so you're like, I'm at this stage in my life, whether it's 2 or 3 or whatever that means, but the stage 1 stuff, the stuff where I had to get these shoes, I had to get these things to make myself at stage 1 happy. That stage 1 guy, that Nate, he's no longer serving stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Like, so it just makes sense, you know. It's just like, what can I take from stage 1 that is a burden now, and recycle it into what projects me forward to my future. What can give me a couple bucks for my future from my past.
Yeah, exactly. I was listening to the Eric Thomas podcast, and he said change comes from giving up who you are now to what you will become. And that's, I mean, it in every sense of that, I had to own that. I had to give up, like, okay, well, that's the old you. Like, you were a sneakerhead. You're not a sneakerhead anymore. Like, you were that guy that cared about his appearance. You were that guy that I used to, like, go places just to show off my outfits and my shoes.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? I used to go places where I would pull up where I would know girls would be just because I got my hair cut. Like, and just because it was so thick and so fresh, bro.
It's so simple, man.
Yeah.
You're such a more intricate and in-depth, intelligent person than that.
And I had to I had to give all that up, and I had to do this so I could make room for more and what's coming to me. You know what I mean?
Beautiful. Yeah. I like that, man. More. Make room for more.
Yes. Start making room in your life for new stuff.